Hey everyone, my name is Charlie, and this is Charlie, and welcome to It's a Charlie Thing. Today, Christmas Eve, we have our final Christmas cracker episode of 2025.
Arguably the most exciting one.
Well, there we go. You can tell them what we have in store to explain why it is just so exciting today.
So we've got jokes, we've got two likes, one dislike. That the dislike, the theme being desserts, which is very controversial. Christmas
It
dessert.
is controversial. Sorry, I'm trying to straighten my collar. But also,
We also have.
today is the decider for the likes and dislikes as well,
I know you're going to win.
because we are currently drawing with one another.
I just
So,
feel like this is the year Charlie's going to take the crown. Have you ever taken the crown before?
I mean, that's a very personal question. Uh, but we will see.
We didn't
Yeah,
think.
we will see how things go today.
I feel like this is
Um,
your year, though, Charlie.
well, thank you.
And
And
then
then,
also we're going to be doing so we're going our bookish thing is we're going to be ranking, so we've got no, not ranking. We're going to be finding out our spot, like our top 10 songs, and we're going to be play matching some songs with matching some of those songs with books. Yeah. And then
and
also
then,
you can say the last thing. Well, the two last.
well, we can both say if you like, we are going to be sharing our top five favorite Doctor Who Christmas specials. That's five from me, five from Charlie, and
This is the thing I'm most excited about.
I'm
It's about
excited about it,
everything.
but I'm also terrified that I'm about to like s-
Shit on
s-
me.
disparage one of your favorite Doctor Who episodes.
If you do,
Um,
there'll be trouble.
I've just got a song stuck in my head. Also, for the finale, I have brought the blazer back out.
Yes, which I think looks glorious.
But I will also point out that this is simply because I am trying to make the most of this blazer. Think I've worn it now about 6 times in the last 2 weeks. I've had Christmas parties to attend, and this blazer has attended every single one of them. And I still haven't taken it to the dry cleaners, so I've got a stain from some rice I had about 2 weeks ago.
That's okay.
Just to
Evidence
show
keeps
you.
be finishing on a happy moment.
Oh Lord, I'd completely forgotten about a happy moment. But
We must have a happy moment.
well, I live in the miserable north, so who's to say, really? Anyway, I think it's time to get started with a joke. I think this
You're
week
first this
it's
week.
my turn. So, how much does it cost for Santa to park his sleigh?
We don't know. How much does it cost?
Nothing. It's on the house.
I see. That's really bad. That's probably your worst one yet, actually.
I will just say that
I
that is
always
not.
wanted to do it.
Yeah. Um,
I
I
like
will
it.
just say that one. I didn't look up. I heard it at a panto on Sunday night, and I thought I need to share this one with Charlie.
I know. I like it. I like it because it's like it's so bad it's good.
Yeah, it's a really pants joke. Anyway, what is
I've
yours?
got some worse ones. In fact, I've got two jokes for you because
Okay.
I couldn't decide.
Because you just like to double fist this.
The first joke, so I've got two jokes.
You
One
never
is
have.
not Christmassy, but I'm going to say it. And then
Okay.
the second one is Christmassy. None of them are very good. This is a non-Christmas one because we don't have
Okay.
skunks at Christmas. I mean, maybe
I'm
you do.
staring intently down the camera lens.
A skunk once tried to spray me, but if it's all the same to you, let's not bring up that tale. Like it.
Wow. I can't even lie. I, I'm just disappointed. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I need to hear the Christmas one. What's the Christmas one?
I got
Let,
so tired that everything is just so funny to me.
let us let us bounce back with
This was the
hopefully
worst one,
this
but this
this
was
is
the skunk was the highlight.
this is our final joke of 2025, Charlie.
Right, the skunk
Let's
was the
hear it.
highlight.
Come on.
What did Father Christmas say to the distracted gift? Just be present. He's walked up. Oh no. Come back,
Oh,
Charlie. I'm sorry.
I mean, wow.
It's really low. It's just the worst. Just scraping the barrel.
How were those the final jokes of 2025?
I like the skunk one though. The skunk
Yeah,
one was cute and
but you
funny
have.
and just I like it.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
That's
We'll
it.
have to go back to an old favorite here.
What
What did Cinderella do when she got to the ball?
I don't know.
She gagged.
That's bad.
Oh.
I kind of like that though.
Anyway, quickly, pivot. Likes and dislikes. This week, we are going to be doing 2 likes and 1 dislike of our Christmas desserts.
I mean, I say Christmas desserts. Mine are really just desserts, but yeah.
I mean, that is perfectly fine. I did go somewhat festive with mine. And,
You can have festive versions of my food.
well, I think that's kind of what I've done with. I think one doesn't have to be festive. And I think one of mine isn't necessarily only available at Christmas.
You
However,
first this week.
I am, but I
Go.
was just going to explain to our viewers at home
Oh yeah,
that
explain what it is.
if you haven't seen this before, then the aim of this game is that once we have shared our 3 Christmas desserts, the other Charlie has to figure out the likes and the dislikes. The aim is actually to figure out the one that the other Charlie dislikes. In the first week, I got it correct. I got 2 wrong consecutively in weeks 2 and 3. So this could be the decider. Charlie got 2 wrong consecutively and then 1 right. So we are currently drawing for final place, basically. It transpires that the Charlies do not know each other as well as we thought we originally did, and we are questioning why we ever chose to embark upon this career move. However, it's just who we are.
It's because we're Charlies, because it's a Charlie thing.
That's the Charlie thing of the week. Recognizing that you don't know each other as well as you once did.
No, we do.
And also finding our wallet, strangely.
Oh, did you lose
That's
it? When did
good.
you lose it?
I really should just start checking this coat more. Anyway, it's found. Brilliant. Okay, my likes and my dislike are
Under pressure.
Christmas pudding,
Yeah,
trifle, and a chocolate Yule log.
that is an interesting one. Yeah, and you'll see more in a minute again. I'm gonna say I think right. I'm gonna go with my gut instinct on this. I'm
Okay,
gonna say the Yule log is the one that you don't like.
you're correct.
Yes.
Wow.
The
Okay,
reason I'll go through my reasoning. I remember you
thank
saying you
you.
liked Christmas pudding. I
Yeah.
feel like trifle is quite a safe bet. And then the Yule log, I know you're not that massively keen on chocolate.
Ah, that's really annoyed me.
What?
I completely forgot that I told you I don't like chocolate.
Well, you do. So I do know you. This is disproving the point that you just made. I do know you, and I do listen.
I literally put that in there thinking Charlie's going to think everyone likes chocolate. But
I know you
she,
don't like chocolate,
yeah, I'd completely forgotten that I told you that. Well,
and that I'd
there we
remembered.
go. Well done, Charlie. You are currently in the lead.
Right.
This is going to be the year that I lose again.
No.
Yes.
Right. So I'll go through mine then. Are we ready?
Okay.
No. Meringue, trifle, creme brulee. Want me to say that
Oh.
slower?
No, I mean you can say them again if you like.
Meringue,
Yeah.
trifle, creme brulee.
Oh. Oh. Ah. This is difficult for me because I dislike 2 of those things. Um, is it just meringue in general?
Yeah.
Right.
It could be any type. There's like it's not like I haven't thought of a specific.
I mean, knowing your stomach, you really shouldn't be having any of these. I know that I'm going to get it wrong is the problem. And I've got to make peace with losing for another year in a row. I can't make peace with that.
Sorry, I'm really holding it in. I'm looking for a really straight face, but it's killing me.
Um, I don't have any reasoning behind this, but if Emily and Richard know the answer to this, well done, because I don't know your Charlie as well as you do. I'm gonna say meringue. Yeah,
I won this year.
you did. But what was it?
I'll go through them. So meringue,
Yeah,
I love meringue. I just love it.
really?
Like top
Ugh.
tier. Probably out of all three of these, actually, that's my favorite.
So when you
Specifically
say
a lemon meringue.
meringue, are you talk?
Lemon meringue. You
Are
can
you
make
talking
like dry
like
meringues, meringues with stuff,
you're
meringues,
talking? Are you talking like full on pastry?
any of it. Any type of meringue. I love a
Ugh.
meringue.
Okay,
I really, really love it. Um, my
okay.
favorite top tier is a lemon meringue, like like
Well,
specifically
like,
like
like I can get behind a lemon meringue because, as you know, I like tart things.
yeah, that's my
But
favorite. But I do like any meringue, genuinely. And then creme brulee, I do like. Again, what you said about my tummy thing, it's probably not the best thing for me
this
to
is
like
really annoying to me.
because creme brulee does upset my stomach sometimes. Actually, all of these could upset my stomach, as you
That's
actually
what I
said.
said.
Not less the meringue because the meringue is mostly egg whites, so I feel like
Well,
I'm making
yeah.
egg whites.
Well, yeah. That's why I like. I'll explain my reasoning
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then trifle, ugh, gross, disgusting. I'm like the disgusterous thing. You've got layers of stuff, and then it's like jam, which I hate jam, and
It should be
then
jelly.
oh jelly, whatever it is, the red stuff that's in it, and it's not nice. I don't want it. And then sometimes people put uninvited fruit in there, which I don't think is acceptable.
Okay, I'm with you on the uninvited fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If we're doing trifle, we're doing it the way that my mother makes. We are not doing it the way that my grandmother makes because you can find anything in there from fruit to fagash. But I was going in the beginning, I did think trifle
Yeah.
because I thought for the second week in a row we've had the same thing on our list. Maybe go with trifle. And then I thought maybe because I don't mind trifle. But like creme brulee, yeah, the reason I chose meringue is I just do not like the texture of meringue.
Yeah. Right. No, I
Yeah,
can
it's just
appreciate that.
I really do not like the texture, and creme brulee, it's just yeah.
Dodgy
Well,
and jelly. It's almost a bit jelly like itself.
yeah, nah,
Sorry?
yeah. Most things for me are a textural thing.
I do think,
That's
though, the
like
thing
a
to be noted
big
about all of
reason.
this is that when you said about my tummy thing, that you were completely correct. I shouldn't really be, because I
Yeah,
have to be careful. What does that say? Because I'm a bit funny with my dairy specifically.
yeah,
Not so much. So the meringue is probably the safest one, was anyway. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I should have thought
so
that.
I won.
I should have thought meringue's the safest. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's not always the case though. Yeah. And I deliberately didn't put anything chocolatey on there because I knew that as soon as put the chocolate thing on, you would know that that would be the favorite thing that I love. So I kept chocolate off the table deliberately.
well, this is why I was. Yeah, I really don't care.
Neither do they. You know what? It doesn't matter. It's not all about it's not the winning that counts. It's the taking part. And I
Well,
won, so
clearly the
I can
winning
say that.
counts a little bit to you, Chuck.
No, no, it doesn't really.
Um,
It's been fun though. It's been fun. It's been a tense week by week.
yeah. If you if yeah,
Yeah.
at least we have had some things in agreement, like
Yeah,
our
the Tiny
complete
Tim especially.
our complete disdain for Tiny Tim.
Honestly, that has been we won't go back into that
Yeah,
again, but like that was like my favorite thing.
yeah. So yeah,
That's probably my
I
favorite
am not too
cracker highlight.
sad about that on this not Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve.
No,
Uh,
and the spirit
so
of Christmas is about joyful celebrating each other, and I feel like we do know each other actually. I feel like we have done equally well and as well in different ways. I feel like it's pretty tied, really. No. Next thing.
So now we are going to share some books that we believe will match up well with songs from our Spotify Wrapped this year.
This is inspired by what we by Aaron read a book or read a book that we saw last year. We did this video
Yeah.
last year, so
And we enjoyed it so much we decided that we were going to do it again. Uh, what we're going to do is we are going to share our top 10 from 10th place all the way through to first place. And then we have chosen 5 books to pair books with. Charlie, what song came in at 10th place for you?
opening by Ed Sheeran because obviously Ed Sheeran is like probably my favorite artist of all time. So and that's off his new album. Obviously, it's the first song of the new album.
No, like I say, I didn't even know he had a new album out this year. My 10th song is That's So True by Gracie Abrams, which was a shock for me because I've only listened to this song when it's come up on playlists.
Oh,
Number 9?
at number 9, The Fate of Ophelia by Taylor Swift.
My number 9 is Sorry I'm Here for Somebody Else by Benson Boone.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
knew you'd get some Benson Boone on there. Number 8, Red Wine Supernova by Chappell Rowan.
Uh, well, we know how much I like Chapel Rowan. Um, next for me is Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is a favorite of mine and my mother's. And also, weirdly, I think that I've got 2 Simon and Garfunkel covers on here. I'd need to check to make sure that this was by Simon and Garfunkel, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
Next.
Number 7.
Yeah, number
Number
7.
7, I've got Before You Break My Heart by Jade, which is like I want to listen to that over and over again. I feel like actually this would be in my top 5, being honest. Actually, if I actually had to pick, I'd put this as like number 3. But anyway, which way.
Yeah, like some of the songs on mine this year got a bit displaced because at the start of the year I was in the car with my mother a lot. So some of these came from what she asked me
That's
to
the same
play.
for me because I'm in the car with Belle a lot. So
Yeah.
these are you'll see anyway. Anyway.
But next for me is Coming Up for Air by Siobhan Donaghy.
Oh,
Um, which
you Sugar Babe.
she was one of the original Sugar Babes and is obviously back in the Sugar Babes now. And this comes from her second album. And I first listened to this song when going through the period of unfathomable sadness about 9 years ago. And this, like, when you find a song that just captures those emotions and how you're feeling perfectly. So this song did that. And then I didn't realize I'd listened to it so much this year, which I don't know if that says anything about my state of mind, but it made it to the top 10.
Oh wow.
So what's number 6 for you?
So Dancing in the Moonlight by Top Loader.
Ah,
This was played a lot because of this was a song that it's a GCSE song. So when Belle was in her GCSE
ah,
times, when every time we was driving to the GCSEs or when she was very, very stressed, this is the song that just cheered her up. So this is 100% a
ah.
Belle inspired one. And it takes me back to that time.
If we'd done our annoying songs,
Dancing in the
that one
moonlight.
would have been on there for me. Um, anyway, but my next song is The Subway by Chapel Roan.
Interesting.
And yeah, I'm not surprised this one on here. I listened to this song countless times this
Yeah. Well,
year.
you'll see in a minute. You'll see in a minute if it makes an appearance on my list.
And what's next for you?
This is another Belle one. Move by Little Mix. Yeah.
Mine is I won't swear, but is FUFN by Jade.
I love that song. I literally, honestly, that whole Jade album, I just love that album so, so much. Like, oh my gosh, top tier.
So what's number 4 for you?
My number 4 is Azazam by Ed Sheeran again. This is another one from his new album. Azazam.
No, I'm finding it hilarious just because I did not know he had a new album and I've never heard this song before.
One of his
Um,
actual hits. It's brilliant.
you forget that I only listen to Spotify in the car.
You know what we need to
And
do? We need to send each other a playlist at the end.
but my next song is Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks.
Oh, that's cool.
And that is a me song.
That's very
No,
fun.
I only found out recently that my mother actually hates this song. My brother hates this song, and I was like, "Why did you let me play it so much then?" And they were like, "Well, because you like it."
Oh, I like that.
We have made it to the top three. What comes in at number three for you, Charlie?
Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, good choice. For me, it's "Make Me Wanna Die" by the Pretty Reckless.
That's not
No word of
Christmassy.
lie. I mean, they are probably my favorite band, but goodness me, like, I feel like this list is just it sounds like a cry for help to me.
It does, it really
Anyone,
does. It does sound like a cry for help to me too, Charlie.
really does.
I'm a bit
Um,
worried about you.
but like when we get to my second song, it's going to be like how it shows the dichotomy that is me. Anyway, go on. What's your number two song?
You're gonna really like this one, Charlie.
I feel like I am.
No, you're not really.
Oh,
Opalite by Taylor Swift.
oh, I really am not. Why? Why, Charlie?
This is my favorite Taylor Swift song. This is an actual favorite song. I really like this song. I love it. As soon as I
Wow.
heard it, I loved it.
Of the entirety of her work, it's not my favorite, but I'm happy that it's yours.
No, it's my favorite because you know why? Because I'm an October baby. So Opalite is
No,
and
no,
also
I
I feel
don't
like
know.
the whole energy of that song is such a Charlie energy. It's so like
A you, Charlie energy,
yeah,
definitely.
it's just so joyful and I really, really like it. And it's talking more about a birthstone that doesn't get enough credit. And yeah,
Wow.
I love it. I love
Um,
it.
I think the Taylor Swift song that has a lot of this Charlie energy is "Haunted." That is actually a Taylor Swift song.
I know that.
Yeah. Song that came in at number two, which is why I say these songs are just like it's like really, who are you, Charlie? Is Pazza Musica. Is by Marco Mengoni and Elodie. It is an Italian pop song, is incredibly lively and bouncy.
Was one of their songs on your top 10 last year?
Uh,
You definitely were listening to them last year because I remember you, I'm sure.
I was listening to Elodie, so there's every chance that she was on there. But I, if I've been listening for this song for 2 years in a row and it's made it to the top twice, I am going to be surprised. Anyway, what song comes in at number one for you, Charlie?
There's only one song that could ever come in at number one. And it is my favorite song of the year. And it actually is my favorite song. Subway
Okay.
by Chappell Roan.
I am thrilled.
And every time when it says I'm moving to Saskatchewan, because this song is a
Yeah.
song that I associate with Oscar. No, I'll
Well,
redo that. Should I just delete
no,
that?
no, it's fine. Just like
I'm
you can
moving
believe
to blah
it.
blah blah blah. It's true
Honestly,
though.
that song could have been higher up my list if, it hadn't been for listening to songs in the car with my mother. But also because my listening to this song, there was a lot of watching live performances on YouTube for this one. You know, the one that did she do one at Reading? There's one that she did at a festival. It's
What's that?
available to watch on YouTube.
Watched
And
Chappell Roan.
um yeah, and so I did a lot of watching of this performance on YouTube. I really, really like this song. But
What's your
it
number
isn't
one?
the top song.
Yeah.
This song, I tell you, Charlie, this song is probably number one for my mother. Because every time we got into the car when I had no car earlier this year and she was driving me to work because we work very close to each other, um, she asked me to play this song, and that is The Sound of Silence by Disturbed. I don't know if you've
No,
heard this song.
nope,
I
I
don't know if you've
haven't.
heard this version of it, but it is, I believe, a heavy metal version of The Sound of Silence. Um, or is it just rock? I don't know what genre it counts as, but uh, yeah, it definitely made like to put this song next to Pazza Musica. Like if it's next to Make Me Wanna Die, it kind of makes sense. But putting it next to such a lively, no, like it's just that if you put The Sound of Silence next to Pazza Musica as the top two, similar to what I was saying about this and Make Me Wanna Die,
They're opposites.
they are poles apart. And it's like one's very happy and jovial, and the other one is very dark and depressing. It's almost like who Charlie is in winter as opposed to who Charlie is in summer.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
but I don't know. I like yeah. I feel like it does express that Charlies contain multitudes,
I
having
think
those
that's
two
fair.
songs next to each other. Um,
I think it's very fair. And also, like, because this year what we've done is obviously differently, is that we've included songs from other influences from other people. So if we had purely our songs, it'd be interesting to see. But yeah.
well, to me, like, I do
I do
like the
like all
song.
these songs though. I feel like they're representative.
It's not like 2024 where every one of my songs have been ruined by the fact that I've been playing Spotify at work. So it was full of 60s hits because generally I play 60s music at work because I can guarantee that it won't swear.
Yeah.
So, and also just to do with the age of my customers, give it another 10 years and it'll all be 70s hits. Although I did make that mistake once. And
Fake.
yeah, I played 70s hits in the shop once this year, and
What happened?
yeah, not safe to avoid swearing. I'll
Oh,
just say that now. Not safe to avoid swearing. Luckily, there weren't many people in the shop when it started using a word that rhymes with banker. Yeah, that's not what you want to hear in a northern charity shop.
you say it. Maybe.
Anyway, I think it's high time that we get
Your
into
expression when you say things you're so serious and so deadpan. It just tickles me. Oh, it does. It really does.
well, good. I need somebody to laugh at my jokes.
I do. I think it's funny.
So now we have chosen 5 songs to pair books with, and these are books that we feel have perhaps a similar feeling or that they pair well with. So I think you should kick things off with the first song you want to pair a book with.
Well, there's only one. There's the most obvious choice. So
Yeah?
it is The Fate of Ophelia, which obviously was inspired by Hamlet. So it has to be Hamlet
Ah,
because obviously this Ophelia was it's about the tragic drowning of and it's driven mad and love and betrayal and all things like that. And that is what Hamlet. The whole song is like. So you have to
yeah.
put Hamlet by Shakespeare, Fate of Ophelia. They have to go together. It's a play, but can I say that?
In that one, it feels like you've gone a bit literal with the thing, and I was about to say, oh well, I'll go with and the thing I was going to say. None of the songs here, I believe, were inspired by books. If they were, let me know in the um, comments. So the song that I've gone with, I've paired 2 books with because one of the books I actually don't like, but I feel like the feelings that the songs expresses pair well with the book. And so we're going back to Make Me Wanna Die by the Pretty Reckless. And the book I don't like, but I think that the feelings pair well with is Wuthering Heights
Ah,
because of how emotional these characters get
the
and
darkness.
the darkness and everything with that. But taking the darkness and the grim aspect, I was also going to pair it with The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, which I read earlier this year.
And that was one of your favorites of the year.
Yeah, well, it might not be a favorite of the year, but I really enjoyed the book. And so, yeah, so I think that if I was pairing it, I'm going The Devils, but I do think that it really suits the tone of Wuthering Heights.
Well, both those pairings are good. I think we always break our own rules.
Yeah, we always like to break our own rules.
I've actually only got one book per thing this time though. So
Uh,
for
well,
me.
from now on, I do only have 1 book.
No, but for
per book.
me, it's always me that breaks the rules, Charlie.
I finally broke a rule. What's your next song slash book pairing?
So it has to be Before You Break My Heart, obviously by Jade, and the most obvious one. Again, it seems
You
quite
keep
literal
saying this, the
again.
most obvious one.
Okay. To me, the book that instantly came to mind was my favorite non-fiction of the year, which is The Story of a Heart by Rachel Clarke, which is the
Ah,
non-fiction. It was the story, which is the story of a child who was involved in an accident and sadly didn't make it, and it's the story of how that her Kira, so Kira was a child. Kira's heart was donated to Max, and who was a child. So they're both 9 years old, both two 9-year-old children, and it's also the story of like various surgeries to do with like transplant surgeries and also heart surgeries, and you're hearing it all as the heart is traveling to Max, and yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do it justice because I'm not awake enough today, but it's just the best. It's the best book of the year. It's one of my best books of the year. It's my favorite nonfiction. I love the book, and I feel like it obviously pairs really well with Before You Break My Heart. Like, I'm sorry.
well, yeah. That's an odd one because the tone of the for me, I think like
Yeah, it's
I'd
jolly,
have
more
to
jolly,
read.
but the words
Yeah,
Before You Break My Heart.
yeah. I see what you did there. For me, let's go back to a bit of sadness with Coming Up for Air by Siobhan Donaghy. Now, as I say, I read this. I first listened to this during the period of unfathomable sadness, and it stuck with me for different reasons, and I still really like the song. Uh, but I think a lot of the stuff in the chorus to do with like these feelings and everything. And so for me, it seems almost synonymous with In Limbo, the graphic memoir by Deb J.J. Lee, which is about this um, Korean American struggling with their own mental health and uh, having to go through this where with perhaps people that don't necessarily understand the struggles of mental health and is all about discovering almost like therapy through art, which works really well in the graphic memoir medium. And so they just, went together well for me. And
It sounds so.
outside, I also just, I really recommend that one. It's a great way of exploring those feelings.
That sounds really good. That sounds like a really good one. So the next song is Move by Little Mix, which the only way I link this is because the very literal words of move. Because the book I'm pairing it with is The Perimeter by Quintin Lake. And Quintin, oh my gosh, this is like, it's a very chunky book. Obviously, the picture is going to be on screen. And this is Quintin's journey. He journeyed around the perimeter of the UK. This was shortlisted, well, longlisted and shortlisted for the Wainwright Prize this year, which is a nature
Yeah.
prize. It's my favorite. It's becoming one of my favorite book prizes, alongside the Women's Prize, obviously. And again, one of my favorite non-fictions of the year. It's got the most beautiful photographs. It has Quintin's journey. So he started in London and he journeyed around the coast of the UK. It was done over several, like many years, like over years. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just most beautiful images along with his like experiences of the things he saw, the things he felt, how it affected him, and yeah, I just love it. This is like, yeah, it's just it's gonna be like one of my favorite books of all time. I love this book.
For me, to keep it with the really depressing, sad books, uh, we're going back to Sound of Silence. And when I think about this one, the book that comes into my mind, not necessarily the entirety of the series, but you would have to read two books before you got to this one, is Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb, which is the final book in the Farseer trilogy. I have always talked about how Robin Hobb really likes to torture her characters, but this one is almost painful to read, and it really sees, like the definite change in Fitz as a character. We've seen him through three books now, going from a child through his adolescence, and he's in late adolescence here. But some of the things that the character goes through in this book, it's a chunky book. The song feels very heavy. This book feels very heavy, not just in weight of actual pages, but with subject matter. And as like trying to think of them, they just went together very well. And
I
yeah,
still need to read the
I
other more books of Robin Hobb. So I've only read
yeah,
one.
as I say, like the for me, the Live Ship Traders trilogy is the best out of all of her work. And I do recommend that if you're a fan of more literary fiction, then and you want to explore genre, then Robin Hobb's writing in the fantasy genre is superb and sees her, she writes in a fashion that I wouldn't necessarily associate with genre fiction. And I know that's like being somewhat derogatory to other writers in the genre, but um
I
yeah.
really did like the first book that I read. I want to say that because I really did like it. So yeah. So I do
Right.
want to read more, so I can see what you picked that one. Right. My my next book, my penultimate book, is that right?
Cool.
Is penultimate song, sorry, is Man-Child. And the book that has to be paired with it. And again, when I listened to Man-Child, it was in the summer, and this was in the summer when my daughter and myself we were watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. So I read the books
Ah,
and then watched the show because my daughter was obsessed with the show. And then the third season had come out this summer. So she wanted me to, before we started the third season, she wanted me to read the books. So that is what I did. And then I read the books, talked to her about the books, and then watched the show together. So those things. And then Man-Child obviously refers to Jeremiah. I don't know, you haven't read the books, so you might not know what I'm talking about.
I haven't read the books, I haven't watched
So
the show, but great.
yeah, if yeah, so the Samurai Temperity is we have our main character and Belly, and she is basically you like she grows up with these boys, and the boys that she like they're like her mum's best friend's sons, and she all her whole life she's had a crush on the eldest one. But then obviously the books take you through this like love triangle and stuff like that. And Man-Child specifically, I would say probably book two. I would say is definitely Jeremiah. So, although, but yeah, so yeah, just yeah, and I actually even though that this is a YA romance, again, the experience of reading the books was just such a great experience, and yeah, the books won't make my favorites of the year, but they are favorites because of my experience with Belle. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, the song I've chosen next is Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Uh, I chose this book for it, and it's only as I've sat here, I'm like, it doesn't actually really fit. But I'm still going to mention it anyway,
Go for
which
it.
is The Secret History by Donna Tart. Because originally I was thinking about this character's journey of self-discovery and all of that. But then I think they're not 17 in this book. They're older than that, and they're dealing with much older people and much more serious themes. But I was thinking more in terms of, that line, he was no more than a baby then, and the fact that the protagonist in The Secret History is generally oblivious to everything going on around him, doesn't really know a lot of the world, and uh, is very impressionable. And so it's felt like the character that's mentioned within the song was almost, in my mind, synonymous with the character in the book. And then I'm sat here thinking,
No, but that's how we tie link. There's no
t t
rules. We make them.
yeah. Um,
If
but
that's
yeah,
what you associate it with, that is what it is.
today they're associated with each other, even though I don't think I've ever made that pairing before, nor do I think I'd make it again. Anyway, what is your final song and book?
Well, it's your favorite on my list. No, it's not. Opalite.
Okay.
Obviously by the wonderful Taylor Swift. And the book I picked seems like it doesn't go, but to me, I'm going to show you the link.
O- Okay.
Yeah. So the book is The Nature Boy: A Journey of Birdsong and Belonging by Ronayne. No, by Sean Ronayne. So sorry, I'm so tired. Yeah. So, and this is a non-fiction, and it's and the author is neurodivergent, and it talks about his experiences of growing up and sort of being of like. This doesn't sound like it links to Opalite, but I promise you there is a link, and I'm going to tell you in a
Okay.
minute. So, yeah, it's about his experience growing up, being neurodivergent, not realizing, not having the language for that, and not knowing that that's and feeling like an outsider, and his connection with nature, and um, how that connection to nature really helped him and helped him like survive in life. But that's not the thing, because the thing that it connects to Opalite is how he also met his wife, now wife, his wife to be slash now wife, and then now mother of children. And it's that is in the book, and that is like a beautiful element also in the book. It's not the focus of the book, but it's in there, and how she was a shining light for him, and obviously like with Opalite. So that's the connection to Opalite. But the book itself is just such a brilliant side note, a brilliant non-fiction book. It's a memoir, nature memoir, and like I said, you've got, and Sean is so passionate about birds and about nature, and it's just such a great book. So, and the audiobook is narrated by him, and I really want to recommend the book. So I wanted to talk about it and share it in here with my with that particular song.
Well, my final song and book came to me straight away. This one I had no problem pairing with a book, despite the fact that I haven't actually finished reading the book. And so the song is The Subway by Chapel Roan, and the book is Spiraling by Cal Speet.
Oh,
And so in this book, we've got this young gay man in the north who has split up from his boyfriend, lost his job, and things are just going utterly out of control. There is matching with people on apps, and then like discoveries of certain things that are a bit, it's like, it's unfortunately quite the messy scenario for the protagonist, and it's very modern and young and everything. But as soon as I just thought of that song, I thought of this book, and the just the feelings again are some felt similar, like my reaction to both. So yeah. So haven't finished spiraling, but it's a very fast read with, you know, some modern terminology that this Charlie doesn't know because he's been reading books by women from the 1950s for too long. But I just think that if you enjoyed The Subway by Chapel Roan, you will enjoy Spiraling by Cal
I
Speet.
definitely want to check that one out.
Yeah.
I definitely need to. I feel like I need to.
Anyway, now is the time for us to share our top five favorite Doctor Who Christmas specials. And here we're only going with New Who from 2005 onwards. And so we're
That's my
aware.
most. This is the thing out of all of the videos we've ever done. This is the thing I'm most excited for, and probably the thing that no one's going to watch. But I don't care because
Yeah.
this is for us, Charlie.
Yeah, I have been rewatching Doctor Who specials, and some that I thought would be quite far up have ended up going lower in my estimations, and some that have ended up like there was one that really shocked me and ended up in my top five, and I thought it was going to be bottom of the list. I've been putting off rewatching it, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh, when this came out, um, I. I was just surprised by how much I ended up enjoying it. But I did have one question because I know how I ended up choosing my top five. What is it that makes a Doctor Who Christmas special for you?
For me,
Yeah, like, what are some of the things
it
that it
has to
needs
be
to
right.
do?
Right, yeah. There is rules. So yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. Obviously, legitimately, just to spell this out for people, we both of us, well, we haven't even mentioned that we love Doctor Who. So everyone
yeah,
watching this, we should have. Well, this is probably evidence. We love Doctor Who. So the Christmas specials always mean a lot to us. Obviously, when we say Christmas specials, we can also include the New Year's Eve specials. I think we've said that, haven't we?
We did say that the New Year's specials of Jodie Whittaker, yeah.
Yeah, so because they were yeah, for that reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what really makes a good Doctor Who Christmas episode, you've got adventure, you've got joy, you know, jeopardy as we thought probably just go with
Yeah.
the adventure. And it has to leave you feeling happy. To me, a perfect you shouldn't leave the Christmas episode feeling depressed, sad, or doubting your life choices.
I
Because
don't mind leaving a Christmas special. I don't necessarily need it to end happily
no,
as long as
yeah,
it ends
I did.
hopefully.
Yeah.
If it ends hopefully, I can cope with it. But also for me, I need it to be completely separate from a series.
Oh, I didn't even
I've
think about
realized that what I really like is when the episodes have no connection to the series other than perhaps the characters who are in them. So like
I
if
can
it
appreciate
like
that, but there are ones in my favorites that do have a connection. But I can see
because
that, yeah.
yeah, for me what I like is like you go in, you don't need to have watched any of the previous series or know what's going to be happening in the subsequent series. You can just go in. This is who the Doctor is today. This is what he's doing today. Let's have an adventure with each other for 45 minutes to an hour and get out of there. And that is
I can
where,
no honestly I can see that, and actually with like so the yeah, but there's one
yeah.
exception to the rule for me. But I think you'll probably get that when you say it. But you probably even know it when I'm saying about it now. But yeah, shall we dive into them?
So I believe that we do, like we said we were doing the top five, but I think we both have an honourable mention of our own. So I think if we
I've
get the
got this.
honourable
Yeah,
mentions out of the way now,
yeah.
and then we'll go into the top five. Um, so for me, the one that just missed out on being in the top five was the first Christmas special, which is Christmas Invasion. That's my
Interesting.
honourable mention.
Okay, we'll talk
What's
about
your
that.
honourable mention?
I think this is right because this is the one I haven't actually
Yeah.
rewatched it. I'm fairly certain this is right. Eve of the Daleks, and it's the New Year's Eve episode where they're stuck in
Yeah.
like a time loop.
Yes.
I just love an episode stuck in a time loop. And also, I remember watching this, which I should probably shouldn't say this, but my husband wasn't the best fan of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, which is fine. I still can
Yeah.
marry him. I love him lots, but
Well, you're already married to him,
yeah, I love him. Yeah,
so it's a
but
lot of hassle
the
otherwise.
reason he liked this episode, this is the because she kept on being killed off, and
Yeah,
this
you've told me that
I
before,
know.
yeah.
So
For me,
it was a joyful time watching it because my husband was just loving the episode. It
uh,
was so funny, but
yeah, for me, the reason, like, I thought the Christmas Invasion was going to be higher up,
yeah.
but but then, like I say, there was one episode that I expected to be further down. So I will just say now that this was number five for me until
When you were
Friday,
rewatching it.
and then I rewatched another one. Now, the reason that it was low in my estimations is not because I didn't like it, because I like it, but I think it has to do a lot. It has to introduce us to a new Doctor. It had to introduce all of the new fans to what regeneration is, and it's also um like it just for me, I just feel like you don't get a great sense of who Tennant's Doctor is going to be from this. He's generally missing until the final 20 minutes of it. And
I can see that.
so that's why it just missed out on getting into the top five. But I will say that David Tennant is going to appear again in my top five. So I think let's head on straight in now. What came in at number five for you, Charlie?
Last Christmas, and this is the exception to the rule of the thing that we were talking about because this last Christmas we obviously have Danny Pink, and it's the one after Danny Pink because
Yeah.
sadly didn't make it. He didn't get to come back like
Yeah.
as expected. Spoilers. This is all going to contain spoilers for the whole entire Doctor Who, but I feel like if you're watching this, you don't care.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and I just think that I like the message of it. I love the fact that we got to see Danny Pink again. There, you have Father Christmas in there. You have so you've got the guy, but you've got the guy that plays Strax. The voice of Strax is one of the elves. So the elves themselves, I love. I just love I love the jeopardy of it. Like I love how the clever sort of like the inception-y nature and when you realize what's going on in the episode, about how the people in the beds are actually
Yeah,
so that was really, really fun. And then also just seeing Danny Pink. I love Danny Pink. Like Danny, and I just love that romance. And then that episode makes me cry. And the very thought of like
yeah.
the
Which,
messaging of every last Christmas, every Christmas is last Christmas.
yeah. Which I will just say now, this one didn't even make it into my top 10.
Well, I'm not surprised by that, but I love
Um,
this episode.
because you said like one of the things you said, and as you're saying, it breaks the rules,
Yeah,
is that you like them to feel hopeful at the end of it. And well, you went happy. I find this one so incredibly sad.
yeah.
It's even in the coloring of it, the color that they chose to film everything in, it's bleak. It's sad. Everyone's grieving for something, and you find out that lies have been told, and uh, it's also one that, like I said to you, for me, it has to be separate from the show. If you hadn't watched the series prior, then
I
you're going
can
into
see
it
that.
blind. You don't understand why these people feel this way. So I completely appreciate why it made it into your top five,
It
but
nearly didn't,
unfortunately,
being honest. It nearly didn't, and I was
yeah,
I was umming and ahhing about that one. Because there are not even just one other episode that could have replaced it, but because of the fact how much I love Danny Pink, because of the messaging of like the meaning of like obviously, to
yeah,
cherish, we should always cherish our Christmases with the ones we love. And I think to me, that's and then also just like I just think it's just a really good episode. I do think it's a really good episode. Like you've got Santa Claus on it. Santa Claus basically saves the day, which I love that. So to me, that's like a key Santa like
yeah.
yes, I can see every single thing you've said. I agree with you about, but to me, it's a really good it's a very Charlie episode.
Like I say, I came up with these rules to figure out what I like in
No, I
these.
agree. Yeah.
Um, for
Uh,
me, my fifth, the one in at number five, is the Husbands of River Song. Um, I look forward to hearing why you made that look in a minute, but for me, because it does do exactly what I say that I like, it's an adventure, and I think, well, obviously in this one, it's actually the last time we see River Song's character on screen, and because in the beginning she doesn't realize who the Doctor is, it almost does have that thing of being a bit like reintroducing who these characters are to the audience. And for me, there was something campy about it. There's festivity here, there's jolliness, there's humor. Whilst it does introduce a character who I really do not care for.
Are you gonna say Nardole?
Yeah,
I
I really like the episode.
love Nardole.
No, I know you do. Um, and I think that he does provide comedic relief throughout the show. Um, and I do in the series that he ends up being part of. I have to say there were moments where I enjoyed his behavior and the way that he spoke with the Doctor at times. Um, but yeah, so why did you give me that look
You'll
when I
find
said
out.
that?
No, well, you'll know.
Oh,
You have to wait
okay.
because we're
Well,
going to
anyway,
work through. You'll see my
um,
rankings. So this is
what I will say is I haven't rewatched this one, and I did expect it to be higher. I wanted it in my top five, but
I think you should have rewatched it. I think that's an error of
well,
judgment.
no, I intend to rewatch it.
Yeah, yeah.
I do intend to rewatch it. It was just that by the time I'd got to this video,
We only have
um,
so much time, to be fair.
yeah, I only had so much time. But there are others that I know
I
that
can't
I
wait to hear
prefer.
them. Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, that was my number five. What came in at number four for you?
There is no wrong in this. This is Doctor Who. This is like
Yeah.
I mean there's the wrong in
Well,
you
no,
not
they're
liking
all our
Nardole.
favorites anyway. So what was number four for you?
Sorry. The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe.
Ooh,
Like I don't know what that one was about.
I'll say why in a minute.
Yeah, so we've got Matt Smith. We've got I can't remember the name of the actress, but I love her. Do you know the
I know it's the lady who was in Outnumbered, but
yeah.
I'll look her up
I'll
for you
put
now.
picture on the screen. And yeah, this episode. So obviously, for people that I don't know anyone, if anyone's watching that doesn't watch Doctor Who, it's probably at this point you're tapped out. Um, but yeah, we've got so this is a lot like you've got the beginning. The episode starts with her husband. She's had a telegram and he's not here anymore. He's basically died, which obviously is a very sad thing to start on. So, but they go on, and so then the doctor's function in this is to kind of cheer up the family. And so he like converts the house, which I just love all the conversions of the house. I just think that was just so much fun and like the way he comes in and sort of you can just imagine being a child with all of the crazy things he's done. So he like converts the chairs. So what does he say? He fixes them. I think that's what he says. And
Yeah,
yeah, they like the chairs are like spinning, and he does sorts the bedrooms out, but then forgets to put beds in. But actually, he puts hammocks in. And then the episode goes on, and when they go into the forest, and obviously the meanings.
yeah.
I liked it. There was Jeopardy, have a hopeful, lovely, wonderful ending,
There is an aspect of this
joyful.
that fed into something that Moffat used to do that I've said that I didn't like. And so this is one that didn't make it into my top five, but I understand entirely why you
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, it's
But
just one I definitely always reach for to rewatch.
and again, I didn't. This was one that I didn't rewatch because the first time around I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So I've really been delaying. I should have rewatched the ones I didn't like upon first watch, but I didn't do that. What I did instead was I went and rewatched all my favorites. So,
I mean, I did the same thing, Charlie.
um,
I did the
but
same thing.
my next one is one that is I thought was going to be my number one. I did think it was going to be my number one, and it isn't because anyway, it's
No,
The Runaway Bride. Sorry, go on.
no, no. I was going to try and make a guess what it is. No, go
Oh,
for it then.
so it's The Runaway Bride, and
That's a spoiler.
basically, we all know that I'm a huge fan of Donna, and I had been looking forward to rewatching this. This was the first one I rewatched before I went back and watched the others, and then I just maybe it's because I have watched it so many times, but like others just pipped it to the post this time around. I enjoy it. I like that you don't necessarily have to have watched the
Yeah,
series before, and at this point you know who the David Tennant's Doctor is, and so I like that. I like how we almost further the darkness that he generally has within him, and I think it's a great introduction to Donna and reminds me so much of, like it feels like a lot of the time when you're rewatching classic Who, not classic Who, you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like the Who from this era,
It's like 20
you
years ago, so
get to see who was famous at the time and the actors they were trying to get. And so obviously Catherine Tate was a bit of a boon for them. But yeah, as much as I enjoyed it this time around, it just didn't hit the same as some of the others that got to be in my top three.
that is one that's actually missed out on my list.
Oh, good. Good.
Um,
I would hate to be just sat here panning all of your favorites and you not to get it have a
no,
go
it's
at
good that
mine.
we've got. I feel like we've got a mix. I mean, it's just like we've got quite a mix.
Yeah.
I do really like this episode. The reason it didn't make it on is because it's not my favorite Donna episode, and
Yeah.
I feel like she comes in, and I feel like I remember like her perception at the time when it was aired, and everyone was like, even though obviously with hindsight everyone loves it, but I feel like everyone was sort of critiquing her performance a little bit. So
Yeah.
because I feel like the Donna in that episode, when we go to future episodes with um the Doctor and the Donna, the favorite of mine being the one with the little fatty things, what are they called? My for some
The
reason.
it's adipose.
Yeah, the adipose, the episode with the adipose. That's my favorite episode of Doctor and Donna.
It's not my favorite episode with the Doctor and Donna.
Because when they're
But
in, it's the comedy moments when they
yeah,
see each other for the first
yeah,
time,
no,
and
and she has some great lines with him. But I particularly, as you know, I've rewatched their series more than anyone else's. I've actually not rewatched any of those episodes. Just generally go to David Tennant's last full series, rewatch Matt Smith and Capaldi. But I will maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll go back and rewatch them all. But yeah, I think you are right. Like you don't get a good sense of who Donna is outside of being this gobby receptionist. And you get touches throughout the episode of how difficult life has been for her, the way, her mother looks down on her a bit and Neris and those sorts of
I
things.
just feel like it feels like the Donna we see in that episode is a little bit more one note, whereas the Donna that we see
Yeah,
across
later
her
on
season,
we get to see it explored more. But
yeah,
I do that could be one of the detriments of having these one-off characters for the Christmas specials is the fact that there isn't a lot of time to make them progress any
yeah,
further
I can see that.
than being one note, like Astrid in Voyage of the Damned, who really just
Yeah,
idolizes the Doctor for about 45 minutes and then end of episode.
that was it.
Anyway, are we on to the top three now?
Yes, we are, and these are some strong episodes.
Yeah, okay. So what's your number three?
My number three is the one that you didn't even put on your list. Well, it was your honorary mention. Is the Christmas Invasion. So, the Christmas Invasion. I just love this episode. It's one I rewatch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. And despite what you said about, you are right that he wasn't in a lot of the episode, but I really feel like when he appears in those little moments that he appears, he 100% he shows his mark of who the Doctor that in the minutes that he's on the screen and those last bit where he kind of saves the day. I feel like it shows what kind of Doctor we're going to get immediately. And I feel like straight away, I just remember the feelings I had when I watched that for the first time, being like so excited because everyone was like gutted that Christopher Eccleston had left and we'd got this new Doctor, even though I was always I was a fan of David Tennant
Yeah.
before the show even appeared because I'd watched him some other things. Um, but that episode immediately everyone was like gasped and like so yeah, and I just thought it was a really really good one. I thought again there was jeopardy in it. There was comedy in it, but there was like with the Christmas trees, like
Yeah, I did like that about
yeah,
that episode in particular, the way that um they took, Christmas things and made them deadly. So the Christmas trees, the Santas with the trombone. I like that. Um I didn't have that same experience that you had of watching it when it aired.
yeah,
So my first experience of David Tennant was New Earth
yeah. Okay,
because
yeah.
um, back then we weren't the family with TVs in every room, and my family don't watch Doctor Who, and also there wasn't iPlayer to watch. I actually didn't even have the internet then, so if there was iPlayer to watch, I couldn't have watched it.
We watched it
Um,
live when it was on. Me and Richard both watched it
so
together. I do remember.
I didn't actually get to see that until, like I say, years later.
It was,
Uh, so. Um,
it was a moment in British television. And
Yeah,
also the when he chose his outfit, the feeling I remember the feelings when he put that new outfit on, and because that was the first time we'd seen that like obviously since like
well, yeah,
since the old Doctor times. So that was like it was just
I
lovely. It was just
completely
yeah,
understand why
yeah.
it would
Very
be there for you
nostalgic.
then,
Yeah,
but perhaps because of my,
yeah, I can see that. I
feel
can
like
see.
perhaps because I saw it after everything else,
Yeah, I can see
and
that.
then ended up with a different view
No,
of it.
honestly, I can see. What's your number three, Charlie?
So number three for me is the one that until earlier this week was not a contender for my top five at all.
What is
I
it?
was not looking forward to this
What
episode.
is it?
Do you want to guess the episode?
No,
Because
I'm
you
too
didn't get
bad.
to guess the last one. Do you want to guess this one?
No.
No. Yeah, it wasn't a contender at all. Thought I don't care for this. I really don't want to watch it. And then I watched it last week, and
It's going to be a Capaldi.
no, it's not Capaldi. It's a Tennant again. and I was shocked by the response I had to it because, uh, like I say, it had been bottom tier for me until I rewatched it, and it's The Next Doctor.
That's a good one.
I did not plan on putting it in my top three, and then rewatching it, I liked that um, you. I can remember at the time, everyone like because obviously it was clearly something like clickbait at the time because David Tennant had announced that he was leaving the role and that we were going to have that year of specials, and so then it's called The Next Doctor, and we didn't really know where it was going to go because we'd seen how the series has ended before, and so it's Victorian England. When it starts, that you get to see Christmas straight away. It's like we're seeing all the frost, and I don't know. There's there's something very Muppets Christmas Carol about Victor. There's something about Victorian England at Christmas when it's represented on screen that to me just screams Christmas. Oh, page is turning over. Um, and so like immediately I felt festive seeing that, and then there's just seeing the Doctor almost going to the role of just companion, idolizing this
It's
man
a
who he thinks
really,
is the
really good
Doctor.
episode. It's a real that
There's
is a
like
strong episode.
there's the humor in him pulling out a normal screwdriver and saying it's Sonic, and the TARDIS isn't it's just all of these things,
A
and then
pot, but an air
um,
balloon.
that like although there are aspects of grief and sadness in it in the end,
Yeah,
it does still have that hopeful note at the
it definitely
end.
does.
And it said something about the way that children were treated in Victorian England as well. You have Cybermen, and it's not like explaining who Cybermen are at all or anything. It's just like, here are the villains, this is what they're doing, let's move on. And
No, it's
yeah,
a really, really good
I just
episode.
out
It's
of
a really good
nowhere
episode.
ended up enjoying it much more, and I was like trying to figure out where it went, and I thought, well, I liked it more than this one, but I didn't like it as much as this one, so I guess it's got to go here.
I can see why it's a very Charlie episode, actually, you Charlie episode.
Yeah,
Even though I really love it as well as actually, it's a really, really, it's a strong, strong, and like you said, there's nothing wrong with it. To
yeah.
me, it hits, it does hit all the Christmas notes. It hits all the things that we like in an episode. I can see that. Yeah, no, that, yeah, I can. Yeah, that's a good choice.
But now we're at the top two, so here we go.
I don't think obviously you've one of my top two you've mentioned, but the number two, I don't think you would have mentioned. I would be,
Okay,
maybe you're going to shock me. Um, it's a Christmas Carol.
I'm not going to shock you.
You're not going to shock me.
I'm not going to shock you.
No. So,
No.
because I didn't think this would be in yours. So we've got obviously I love Christmas Carol
Yeah,
anyway. Story of like and it follows along the same lines as the oh, and it doesn't follow. Does it follow along the same? It does. No, it does. He gets caught. He does get. You can see the connections.
yeah,
And then there's literally the singing. So with Catherine Jenkins. No, I just love the fact that you have yeah. So we've got Michael Gambon, and he plays the Scrooge type character.
yeah.
And he is, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to go on about it too much, but it's a really, really strong. It looks back at his childhood, and it's about like cycles of like family cycles of I wouldn't say violence, but like those kind of like how we escape our past kind of situations.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting. The Doctor goes back into the main character's childhood and um messes around with it, and all whilst he's there in the present, realizing his past is being changed. I love that. And then there's to finish it all off, you've got a flying shark. I mean, can you get anything more glorious than that?
Okay. I might give it a rewatch for you then.
It's a really,
Uh,
really, really, really good episode.
but
I
when I
love
was
it.
doing my rewatch of Matt Smith, either earlier this year or last year, when I said about how it was a good idea for me to leave time between the Doctors because then I realized that I could like them. Um, I think I watched 10 minutes of this and I clicked off.
Yeah, you're wrong.
So I might try and power through. But the one that came in at number two for me is the return of Doctor Mysterio.
Oh my God, I've got issues with you now. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, you tell me why.
It's my most hated. Oh, no, actually, it's not. No, that's incorrect. My
I know.
most hated.
I thought I knew your most hated. I thought
My
your
most
number
hated one
16
is
was
the
going to be
most
my number
recent
16.
one.
Yeah, there you go. Same.
But it's my second most hated one.
Even above Church on Ruby Road.
Okay, my third most hated. I just really intensely dislike it, and I don't
Oh
know
no.
why. It really
Uh,
irks me. It brings out rage.
no, for me, it just like the first time I watched this, like I can remember you telling me to watch Capaldi's Christmas episodes because I'd never done that before. And so I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed everything I saw
Was
from
it the
Peter
big brain?
Capaldi.
Was it the
Sorry?
big brains?
No, for me, what I really like about this episode is the separation from the series.
Yes.
So I don't like I hadn't what I'd watched one series of Peter Capaldi at this point, so I've missed everything that's happened between, from his second series. I'm just watching the Christmas specials at this point, and I felt like I don't need to watch I didn't have to watch the series to know what was going on. There was a sense of adventure. There's a superhero, and we know Charlie likes a superhero,
That is true.
and um, it just for me again campy, festive. Like honestly, you can do a lot for me if it's campy. Like,
You see, you are
I
making me
just
think of it slightly more fondly.
it played into the superhero stereotypes, mock them a little bit. I was here for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, my
So
number one is my favorite episode of Doctor Who in general. It's not just my number one Christmas episode. It's my
okay,
favorite. It's not my just my favorite Christmas episode. It's my favorite ever episode of Doctor Who. Ever, 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 ever.
okay.
And it's one that you deemed to place low, which is why I pulled the face. Um, The Husbands of River Song. It's my
Ah,
favorite. You know this about me as well. You must have
yeah.
forgotten. It's my
No, I
favorite
hadn't
episode of
forgotten.
Doctor Who. It's literally it. I every single thing about it. When I was really sad last year. When obviously I'm not. When I was
Yeah.
really sad last year, I think in the space of 1 month, I like watched that episode like 7 times or something crazy. Like I literally like I watched it a lot because it was like
Yeah. No, I like when I was
I love
doing
it.
my rankings, I moved River Song and that one I just mentioned around a couple of times. Um, but ultimately, like I said, that one won out because of being completely separate. And I'd brought up these rules in my head to try and
Yeah, help you.
create some order to it. So,
What's your number one?
okay. Well, you have I've enjoyed this list because we basically been completely different from one another. But my number one is The Snowman,
Oh no, that's a good episode.
With Matt Smith. We're getting to see. Is she Clara Oswin here, or
Oswin. I think
is
it's
yeah?
Oswin.
She's one version of Clara here, isn't she?
Oswin.
Um, I couldn't remember whether Oswin was the one in the first
But she was
episode
also
where.
called Oswin, or was she called something else? No, you're right. I don't know.
Well, at one point they were Oswin. Then there was a point where they were Clara
I've
Oswin.
jumbled it in my head. My
There
head is
was
a
an
jumbly.
Oswald bit too. Um, but this one, we're back in Victorian England again. We've got the doctor, retired from investigating anything, and a nice romp through Victorian England with a classic villain. There is Jeopardy. I'm not, too fond of the ending, but I don't know. For like, just yeah, I
The
really.
ending of it is what ruined it for me, and that's
But
what
what
takes it off of me, it being
having
my favorite.
rewatched that character's story arc,
Yes, I know that. But if you don't know that,
um, yeah, so it probably perhaps. Well, no, what I should say is I think it stands separate from the TV show,
it does.
but when you then get like later on see the arc of a character, it explains away a specific thing that
Because
happens with
if
another
you were
character.
just having that and you didn't have all the other stuff, that's where the
But
comes
but
in.
then like yeah, I don't know. Like,
Because she dies.
well, I wasn't going to say that.
No, but if it's spoilers, we're giving spoilers. We don't care.
Okay, well, I did, but whatever. I think when it came to the character in Voyage of the Damned, their sacrifice makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think it's necessarily a sacrifice in The Snowmen. I think that it's adding to mystery there. Um, and I don't know. Do you know what? We don't have to question everything we like.
No, you like it.
Um,
That's your
I
favorite.
like it, and
That's your
you
number
know,
one. My number one was the husbands of River Song,
River
and
Song.
obviously, and I wanted to point out that River Song is also my favorite. It's my favorite like person that's not a doctor, not a companion. Number
Yeah.
one person. I love River Song slash Alex Kingston.
Well, that was that. We now know that the Charlies have very different things when looking at the Doctor Who Christmas specials, but I think that with our list, you are getting to see a mixture, and also I think you definitely now have to go and watch The Husbands of River Song because that was one that we agreed on. So that's there. Come back to this list, watch them all. What are some of your favorites? Let us know in the comments.
I just like
Now,
talking about it with you. It's fun.
yeah,
In general Charlie chat that we talk that's not on here, we do like talking about Doctor Who.
we do. The theories we've made over the years, the way that we would rewrite the series for ourselves. Well, not rewrite it, take
And even if
over
you've got different
and write it
opinions to
ourselves.
me, I don't think you're wrong, even though sometimes
I
you
clearly
might
am over one of them.
or Mysterio.
No, I was going River Song. You clearly think I should have put that higher. But
But yeah, no, that's it. That should have been higher. I mean, that's because that's the best episode of everything. Ever, ever, ever.
anyway, this last week we've been reading. We're going to talk about what we've read, what we're currently reading. So, Charlie, what have you been getting up to?
Well, I think I was going to ask you about actually,
Okay.
about our Charlie challenge.
Okay.
So, how have you been getting on have with the Charlie challenge?
Well, the book that Charlie chose for me to read this year, we decided we're going to keep it simple. We were just going to give one another a list of books and get the other Charlie to choose one. So if you've watched our first episode, then you will know that
I'll link that in
Charlie
the
chose
description,
Jesus Christ Kinski by Benjamin Myers for me.
which has the most
And
truly horrifying cover of everything.
yeah, it's been quite the week of humor for the Charlies because when originally Charlie told me that she thought this cover was terrifying, I said it reminded me of Wojciech, which is a film I had to watch during my A levels. And this week I have discovered that, of course, it was going to do that because the book is about the man who played Wojciech. So in this book, Benjamin Myers goes into the head of Klaus Kinski, who is a notorious German actor, noted for being rather aggressive, for his hate-filled speeches, and for his one-man monologues that he did, of which in this one he has decided to perform a monologue as though he's Jesus Christ. And I read it last
Oh,
Friday, and it's
we
what a
finished
book
it.
you yeah, it's a book you can read in one sitting. It is rather short. Uh, in it's told in acts with intermissions in there, and I won't say what the intermissions are, but it was very meta-textual, and I particularly enjoyed that. I don't think that it's a you, Charlie book. I think that Benjamin Myers does have books out there that you would enjoy, but I don't think that this is one of them. I particularly like the aspect where we had Klaus Kinski on stage and the author is trying to go into his head, but it's very violent. It almost brings out this monologue. There's a stream of consciousness about it, but it's also told in the you voice. Sometimes it's going back and forth into this character's past and future. Um, it's almost creating a biography of the character, uh, and then almost making connections between Klaus Kinski as an actor and the creative decisions that he made, and pairing them with the decisions that Benjamin Myers has made as an author, and how they might not be the best decisions financially, where the book came from, these sorts of things. So I particularly enjoyed that, and I do actually look forward to going back and revisiting it. And it did that thing that Mother Naked did earlier in the year, where it was fiction that's almost about the performance. And yeah, I thought that it did very well.
That does
But I
sound
also
like a
read,
very you book.
yeah, I did also read three other books in the last week.
Tell us about them.
But they were very short. One of them was a indie novella, which tells Jacob Marley's story, and it's called Chains. It's by Ian Hales, and I, I believe that you can listen to him do a storytelling version of this on YouTube. So I'll have a look, and if I find it, I'll send you the link to it. But basically, it's telling Marley's story whilst the Christmas Carol was going on. Then we have Dan Dare, Pilot of the Future, which is a bind up of a few of the Dan Dare comics. If you are a fan of Dan Dare, then I think you'll get more out of it than I did because I was reading it knowing that I'd had older relatives who'd read these comics, but because I had no knowledge of them, things were going on that I didn't know about, and it was a bit difficult to try and figure out who everyone was. And then I read a very, very short book, which was one of these Penguin, it might have been an archive edition, I'm not sure,
Oh, I
which was
love those.
Ali Smith's Supersonic 70s,
Oh, is it good?
which there are two excerpts from her novels in there and then three short stories. And honestly, I really enjoy reading Ali Smith when she writes short fiction because she captures character and moments so well. And she manages to pack so much into a short amount of space. And I'm just sat there in wonder at how she's managed to do it. And she also managed to evoke an era really well through what she was writing. So,
I feel
yeah,
like that's the kind of Ali Smith that I could get on board with because I've
yeah.
struggled sometimes with her other books, but yeah, that's like a short story that I think I probably might do better with. Okay. So do you want me to talk about my reading?
You can do.
Right. So I haven't finished this, but I've also been reading our pick for our Charlie pick, which was Some Like It Cold by Elle McNichol that Charlie chose, again on screen. And this is it's not a YA romance. Maybe is it YA romance? It's a romance anyway. Um, yes, it's a romance. I haven't finished it yet, so like I was trying to think if there has been any things that would make it slightly older than that, but there isn't. So yeah, we have it's a pair of sisters. So we've got this character Jasper who's come back to this town. In And we have Arthur who they've known each other since they were children, I want to say. So yeah, it's like but Jasper has a sister and there's like tension there, there's family tensions kind of thing. And she's this is Elle McNichol writes about neurodivergent characters and Jasper is the neurodivergent main character. But I love how this book doesn't center that, but um obviously you have those themes sort of running throughout. I feel like it's a kind of does what it says on the tin kind of book.
Yeah.
Um, I have been enjoying it. I haven't finished it yet. I've got like a couple of more hours left on the audiobook. I'm reading it physically and listening to the audiobook, which I recommend the audiobook. The audiobook is really, really well done. Um, and it's given me that light-hearted kind of low stakes book
Yeah.
experience, which at this time of year when my brains are really full, is really actually really good. So I'm actually pleased that you picked this. But yeah, yeah. I don't. It might be like a favorite of the year, but I'm pleased I read it. So
Yeah.
I know I'll be pleased I've read it once once I finished it. I am looking to finish it soon. So that means both of us have actually read our
We
Charlie pick this
finally
year.
completed a Charlie challenge.
We've completed it, which never happens.
Yeah.
This is the first a Charlie first. So
A Charlie first, yeah.
yeah. Another and books in terms of planning to read because I obviously my reading has slowed down in December. I'm sure yours has too, Charlie. But books,
No, actually, I've gone the other way.
no, you've gone the other way. Yeah, that's crazy.
But
Yeah.
I will just say that's because I had, like, it will slow down again. I recognized I only had 2 days free, and so decided because of the weather,
To
I was
binge.
going to read. And so that's what happened. I just did 2 dedicated days of reading, knowing they were
Well,
the
I
only
want to do
2 days
that.
I had.
I do want to do that. And I do want to do that.
Yeah.
But my plans, because I picked up actually, I'll show you a book I've picked up at the library after as well. My two books, which I was going to ask whether you're heading to them. This time of
Ooh.
year, I feel like is the last week before Christmas, I wonder whether you're going to do this too, is Terry Pratchett. So I want to head to the Hogfather, and I also want to read a story, a stroke of the pen. So I want to re-listen. I want to re-listen to a stroke of the pen, and I want to listen because I haven't yet listened to Hogfather. So for the first time, I want to listen to Hogfather, and I want to reread. There's a Christmas story in a stroke of the pen that I specifically want to get to because I loved that story last year. So
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought up a stroke of the pen. I hadn't thought about that. I had considered listening to Hogfather because I listened to it last year, and then I went to listen to the new version thinking I'd never heard it before, and apparently it's the one I listened to last year. So now I was like, oh, so I did listen to this already. So now I need to figure out which one I'm going to pick. But I am actually thinking of doing that starting this weekend because then I'm working straight through to Christmas Eve. So
a
I'm thinking
stroke
it'd
of
be
the pen
nice
has
to have.
got millions of different like it's got a superstar
Yeah,
cast. Like so it's amazing.
it is best. Like a stroke of the pen is best to listen to as opposed to reading it.
Amazing. So if
Yeah,
anyone hasn't checked out A Stroke of the Pen audiobook by Terry Pratchett, short story collection, amazing. Yeah,
really well read, performed, great stuff. Yeah.
great, 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 great. And I picked up this from the library. I picked up, which I don't know whether I'm going to get to it, but I picked it up. Oh, you can't see.
No,
Oh,
it's not there. No,
okay,
what is
I'll
it?
read what it is. It's Notes from the Ginger Shihodo stationery shop. It's one of those ones with the black cat on the
Yeah.
cover. So it's just a cutesy Japanese fiction, and I'm very, very excited to read it if I have time. But yeah, a touching tale of connection, healing, and the magic of words. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to read it.
As you should be.
Yes, if I get chance.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
going
get
to be.
distracted, which we shall see.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm going to be continuing my rereading of his Dark Materials as well this week. So that's where I'll be going physically.
okay,
So then I think we're at our joyful moment of the week.
okay.
And what has made you joyful this week, Charlie?
My joyful moment this
Or
week,
happy?
or either. Has been watching Christmas movies with my husband because
Oh,
they've been like I've been quite stressed this last week, if I'm completely honest.
yeah,
And I like but this I think everyone at this time of year, everyone's kind of just trying to get through to get to the point where you're okay at Christmas.
yeah.
And so it's been on the struggle bus, as are many people, but my beautiful, lovely husband, Richard, I know you'll be watching this eventually when you get to it. He watches all of our Christmas crackers. He's been very excited. But yeah, it's been watching the movies with Richard and also with obviously my daughter on the sofa. And also one of my happy moments to come will be having Oscar home this week. Oscar
Oh,
comes
yes.
home. So that's a future happy moment. Yeah,
Oh,
that's me. I love
yeah. I haven't been like my plan is this week to try and get some of those Christmas movies in. I've got this hope that the weather's going to turn. But like yesterday, it was pouring down with rain, and I
yeah.
thought, well, if it keeps pouring down with rain today, I can get the Christmas movies watched. But it hasn't done, so I'll be taking the dog out. And then I know that the only day I've got left will be Friday. So I'll figure something out. There's more that, I only need an hour and a half to watch a Christmas film, I think. So
We do it in the
that,
evening, like when we're
yeah,
tired, too tired to do anything else, like
yeah.
kind of like tea time.
But my joyful moment of the week was taking my shop volunteers to the Panto.
Oh,
Uh,
yay. I remember
we
this.
usually go out at this time of year for a Christmas party and that sort of thing, but last year, apparently me and my mother volunteered to organise something this year, which I don't remember. But one of the volunteers came to me and said, could we go for dinner and a show? And so I found the theatre that was nearest to us, and we went to see Aladdin at the Stockport Plaza, and then we went out for a meal afterwards. And it's the first panto I've ever seen, and I didn't expect
Ever.
it to be so. Yeah, well, apparently my mum did take us to one when we were younger, but I have no memory of it, and I don't even like it was a local Amdram thing, and I don't remember all of the shouting and how loud it was, and the
Yeah.
like there were things in there that were definitely for children that I don't understand, but equally there were some more adult jokes in there. I think that the actors when they went off script were the funniest, but it was a very nice, lively time. And then, like I say, the only detraction from it was when we got to the meal was they took over an hour to serve us food, but they were, it was fresh food that was, and there were 17 of us, and they wanted to serve us all at the same time. So I understood it, and me and my mother have said we'd go back there again, and I think it could have all been solved if they'd listened to our suggestion to take our orders before we arrived. But what can you do?
What can you
Still
do?
had fun. It was a great night. And because there were so many of us, I got a really great discount that
Oh,
basically meant I got 2 tickets for free.
that's amazing.
So yeah, so that was me.
Oh, yay. No, at the end of our Christmas cracker.
That is the end of the Christmas crackers for 2025. We made
Crazy.
it. We done did do it.
Yeah, we can.
I
So,
mean, you could.
yeah,
I know you're tired, Charlie, but come on, perk up a little bit. We're nearly out of here.
I'm
You
so
nearly don't have to
tired.
see
I'm
me for a
kind of dead on my
fortnight.
feet. I'm literally trying to keep my actual physical eyes open. And yeah, no, I'm so excited. So thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you let us know. Oh, let us know in the comments. Like things that like your top songs of the year.
Yeah.
Let us know book recommendations. Let us know what you're up to this over the Christmas. What are your plans over Christmas? Briefly, quickly, Charlie.
Well, as we know, I'm in work until Christmas Eve, so
Yeah.
then it's to go home, see my family, because apparently some of the stragglers are coming in to exchange gifts on Christmas Eve. And then I plan to decompose until Christmas morning when I have to hot foot it over to my sister's house and make Christmas dinner at her house. Like, I've never cooked in an Arga before, and I don't think I'll be doing it. I think I'll be cooking here and ferrying it over there. But yeah, it's going to be. I'm waiting for Boxing Day.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So
Boxing Day, I'm gonna hopefully, in fact, actually, I might get invited out on a walk. I'm waiting until the Sunday after Christmas, and I am going to lie somewhere and decompose with a book.
quite right.
How about you?
Yeah, everyone's going to be well. My Aussie's coming home, which I'm very back from uni, which I'm the most excited for, as I already said. So we'll just be back together again, and we'll be playing. I expect what will happen is we're going to be playing an immense amount of board games because I know we're going to
Yeah.
be getting spoilers. No one's going to be watching this apart from my husband. In top from my house, I mean.
Also, you don't have to worry. This episode goes out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but yeah, Christmas. What's it? Yeah, board games. We'll be playing board games and games in general. We are a household of game lovers, and yeah, we're just it's gonna that's we're just quality time together, and just it's like I just like you said, block everyone else in the world out. There are a couple of friends I'm going to be meeting up with as well, hopefully, which I'm excited for, but not like they're not like it's it's going to just be nice. It's just going to be very much quieter generally. Generally, I don't really see too many people during this period of time. I just try and keep it just to my family, including like
Yeah,
my sisters, my mum, etc. So yeah, it's just going to be very quiet, very introverty, and just perfect for me. So yeah,
yeah. So I suppose what we really have to say is,
I'm no AG.
what? Well, not yet, not that yet.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I suppose. Okay, firstly, let's do that. Let's get the emoji out of the way before Charlie kills me. So, if you've made it this far in the video, for me, I would like to see a wreath emoji in the comments. What would you like, Charlie?
I'd like to see some kind of heart, any kind of heart, a coloured heart, any kind of heart, because Christmas is all about love, and I don't even care. I'm gonna make you sick. But that is what it is. It's all the love. It's not all about the presents and not all about all the chaos. It's not all about the whatever. It's about being with the people you love. So I think a heart. I want to see a heart.
An actual
No, not a bodily
physical
organ.
heart.
Not a bodily organ.
Yeah, she doesn't want you to leave a load of organs on her doorstep.
No,
Just
no
put an
organs,
art in
organs.
comment for her. Wreath for me, art for her, and I'm gonna say it. I hope that whatever you do this Christmas, you all have a most wonderful time.
Merry,
Charlie and
Merry
I,
Christmas.
yeah, Merry Christmas. Charlie and I will be taking a short break over the Christmas period, but we will be arriving back in podcast form throughout 2026 with It's a Charlie Thing, and you can catch our first video on 12th night.
Yes.
So look out for that. I'm sure you'll be, we'll be here. We'll be on whatever podcast platform we can get ourselves on with It's a Charlie Thing. We're testing microphones, we're testing videos, we're all around being very, very testing. Yeah, with all the best for 2026.
Thank
I'll
you so
see you
much for
around.
watching. Yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Ta-ra, ta-ra.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.